everybody out there in TikTok land, Facebook world, YouTube, all that good stuffy stuff. Oh, as the title depicts over here on TikTok, when you're disappointed. Oh, I was super excited to be receiving a new setup that I could have hooked in here, had my microphone, all that goody good stuff. Well, those hopes and dreams were dashed significantly whenever I received my package. Thought it was a great deal. This little guy right here from TikTok Shop. I mean, you can already kind of see where I'm going with this, okay? For those of you up there. Alright. Well, open up the package. Well, here's a big indicator right here. I can stick my finger in the box. So something was thrown on top of it, corner of something or whatever. But you can definitely see the good old damage right there in the box. Well, then it prompted me to open the box. And I was totally super excited to use this thing. Because, I mean, it's got the dampener. It's got the microphone. It's got the audio hookups. It's got the cover for your microphone. It's pretty beat up, too. I probably never would have even put that on. But the biggest kicker was the little box right here, the voice change, elimination, crack, MC, voiceover, reverb, all that good stuff. This little box right here. Okay, everything else is nice and intact and everything like that. Got into this one, immediately flipped it over, and you guessed it, shattered my hopes and dreams of using this for you guys today and in the future. I didn't even plug it in to see if it worked. I just immediately got back with the seller, who immediately refunded my money. And I've got another one coming, but now I have to wait another... What is today? Today is the 4th, so I still have another... Is that right? 10 days before it shows up. So now I'm not even going to be able to use this for you guys on here. I mean, I was super excited to use this for you guys, especially with all the cool stuff that's in here that it comes with. I mean, it comes with the mic swivel stand, you know, the dampener that goes over the front, for super smooth stylings. But alas, when you're disappointed with things that show up, because they don't package this very well, period. The box is flimsy at best. The box could use a little bit of a revamp. They could have packaged it in some heavy bubble wrap, but no. As you can see, my whole finger slides into that little slot right there. It's not that type of show, folks. I mean, it could be, but it's not. But I was super excited to use the professional condenser microphone with patented audio reference companding for crystal clear sound. Oh, that would have been awesome to use right then, right there. Let's see. The last time we were together, we talked about all the comic book covers, blank comic book covers that I'm using, or that I've got, that are up for sale, up for grabs, ready for your home, not mine. V8 energy drink, very good stuff. Doesn't have all those harsh chemicals that you see in Monster, Red Bull, and all that good stuff. And VA, you need to be my sponsor, as well as Brisk Tea. Just a fruit punch and lemonade, though. I'm not a tea drinker. I'm not a coffee drinker. That's my caffeine boost for the day. All right. Working on a Batman piece right now. Working on another item I bought off of an online store, SSD hard drive that I'm trying to get working properly, because it's a huge one. It's a 228 terabyte or 128 terabyte. I can't remember which one it is. but I haven't been able to get it to work correctly yet, so I've got another program running it to try and repair it. Those of you showing up for the show, like, share, and talk to your friends about it, because we talk comic books here. We show my artwork off. One of these days, I'll have all the proper equipment that I need that doesn't come in broken and destroyed from the TikTok shop. Hopefully this next go around, it will be better off and come in better, hot, and easier, and all that good stuff. Now, I did order some other items at the same time, and they are the little cards you stick on people's windshields whenever they park like an ass, where they're all crooked and shit, and you can't even get into that parking spot, or they take up 2 parking spots, or they take up 3 or 4 because of the way they park. You get this little card that says, you park absolutely horrible, and flip over for the reason why. Now, we'll be using those a lot. I'll probably have to order some more of those. Not saying that I park the greatest on a regular basis, but as you can see, one of my pieces back here, the Art of Art. This piece right here, you guys are seeing it up in the top corner over there. But this right here is my Art of Art. It is on a metal saw blade on a base. It sits down in there. You can set it on your nightstand, on your coffee table, wherever your horror collection is stored. And you can either use it to hold your keys on, or your cell phone, or whatever. But it is a pretty cool piece. Both of those are accounted for. I actually have to get with the other person to make sure that they're still going to get it. But I have some Billy the Puppet pieces as well that are like that, but one is a clock. So if you are interested in any of those, let me know. I can show you the Billy. Well, I can show you both of them, but here's the Billy piece right here. And I've shown this off a million times. I still have to seal this one. I got to put a little bit heavier inks on the I want to play a game right there. And then, like I said, this sits in the little slot like such. Let me get them on there straight for you guys. Like such. And then you can sit them on your nightstand wherever you like your horror stuff displayed. Right there. But they are very cool. I've decided to try new things. You know. And I have one of those Billy the Puppets as a clock as well. I'm trying new things with all of the artwork, just because I don't want to be labeled the same as a lot of other people. Yes, I've got a comic book in the works. Yes, I've got my normal prints. Yes, I'm going to have some new prints happening. That's what this year is about for me. It's a rebuild year. Because I could be going to comic book conventions right now unprepared for the season ahead, since I rebranded myself. Those of you that don't know, that are just showing up now, up here, 412 Productions, as you can see, it's the Art of Monty Anderson. If you go up there and go to my bio, you can follow all the rest of my links, which is 412 Art Productions out there in the world on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Let me see here. I was trying to think. I'll have to pull it back up. But with that being said, the more shares, the more likes and things like that that you guys do here, it helps out a business like mine. That isn't, you know, a big box store like a Walmart or a Kmart, or, well, Kmart's not even in existence anymore. Shows my age, huh? Target, or, you know, those big box stores like that. And so, and I'm not the only one. I'm not talking about just support me. I'm talking about support your friends that have a small business, even if it is a small business that they're into landscaping or lawn, you know, doing whatever for your lawns, cutting your lawns, trimming trees and things like that. If they're a friend of yours and they do that, please support their business, because yeah, tax time's coming in, money's coming in for people and things of that nature, but But that's not what it's really about. It's about supporting that person that you specifically know. And that's one of the biggest things I don't understand is that, you know, like for me, I do artwork. You know, I do not safe for artwork like this. So those of you that don't like this, I apologize. This is my not safe for work type stuff right here. But then you flip over and then we're doing Batman, you know? And um that's just two of the ones right here right now. I've got a whole stack of them sitting back over here that I showed off the other day. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but that's my business right there. You know, plus what I just showed you on Billy the puppet right there. But say your friend does clothing or crochets or whatever. And like for me, I see a lot of people that are on my page that know me personally that are like, I'm in need of an artist to do such and such. And I'm like, hello? Hi, I'm right here. But for some reason, whenever we're looking for something specific, we overlook our friends that are doing the exact same thing. And that in turn is a disappointment because you know they know that you do that, but yet they still are out there being like overlooking you to find something else from somebody else. And sometimes that's painful, you know. But me, I'm like, I will say, hey, hi, how you doing? You know, on their post, just because I know, you know, that they probably didn't mean anything by it. But on the same token, it's like, why didn't you come to me in the first place? We've been buds for 10, 15 years, you know, and you know what I do for a living. Because, yes, this is what I do for a living. I do artwork on a regular basis. I try to, you know, update my hard drives as much as possible. this one is freaking killing me. I just don't understand. But I am due for upgrades on a lot of things, on computers, on, you know, technology, if you will. And the sad thing is, you buy a computer, it's already outdated the second you buy it. I mean, it's been sitting in the store for a year to 2 years, and it's already outdated already. But I'm thinking about switching up to a gaming computer, and for doing what I'm doing, have me a faster CPU, you know, more RAM, all that good stuff. Because all these all-in-ones like this one over here that I'm using for broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff is okay, but it's nowhere near the quality right here on my own fucking phone, you know, where I'm looking at 1080p going on right here, where I'm looking at, I have no fucking idea what I'm looking at over here. It's grainy, it's all that good stuff, but this is crystal clear right here on TikTok. Now over here, like I said, it is the camera that came with the computer. It's an all-in-one computer, so an HP. It's decent. It's okay. I hate PCs anyway. I hate anything that says Microsoft on it. But again, that's my opinion. I am you know, as they say, of the devil with all my Apple products. If I still had, if my 27-inch iMac was still up and running, that's what I would be broadcasting on right this second. But it's not. Whenever I got a divorce and moved, I put it in storage. It was not a climate-controlled storage facility, and so it destroyed my computer, which sucks, and it was horrible. Especially when I plugged it in after getting into this space here, my house, and plugging it in, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. Tinkered with it, opened it up, tinkered with some more things, checked it out. It would power on, but that was all it would do. It wouldn't go into the program, so it fried the hard drive. And it sucked. It hurt. That was painful. It was another disappointment. But and we're not going to talk about disappointments the whole show. Okay. Just talking about starting out with my little microphone set that I got that I was going to have hooked up, running, ready to go. Alas, disappointment. It was shattered. It was broken. But like I said, I already contacted the seller, sent them the pictures, and they have already replaced, or not replaced it, they've already put my money back in my bank account. So I had to order another one, and it's going to take another 10 days to arrive, which sucks, but, you know, it is what it is, and we move forward, we adapt and overcome. Being a military guy, right here, yeah, combat infantry, we always adapt and overcome and continue. I mean, I've got a good microphone, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to do some extra cool things. You know, I wanted to do some voiceovers, I wanted to change my voice, I wanted to, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. But that is not in the cards for today. Hopefully the next one they'll package a little better than throwing it in this, because this is all that was in the package. Okay, no wrap, no nothing, just straight up plastic around a box, and then that box got crushed by something else, and so there you have it. That's as safe as the TikTok boxes come in. and I get it. You know, they are wanting that quick turnaround with their product so that you get them. But you're still waiting, you know, 10 days depending on where this box is coming from. Excuse me. But that is, you know, neither here nor there with it, because sometimes we're waiting longer than that on certain product that we order. So I homestead. Not only do I do artwork, but I homestead. I have goats, I have chickens, I have ducks, I've got a pig, I've got a dog that thinks she's a pig, I got mouse and cats, all that good stuff. And so yesterday I was repairing fences because I had to, and I'm opening up the next 50 feet of my property as well. So I'm putting posts out at the boundary edge of our property. And so I'm having to clear tree lines in there as well. And my chainsaw's down, unfortunately. So I was using a handsaw. So I've been doing an awful lot of physical labor here lately. I mean, I have been during the winter time, which is still winter time. Yes, I know. And so I chop my own wood. You know, a lot of people are like, well, let's use a log splitter. I'm like, why? That takes the fun out of way of a workout. Swinging an axe into a piece of wood and destroying that piece of wood with that axe. And it's just like, why would I want to not have a workout whenever that keeps me healthy, you know? And they just couldn't understand. They couldn't wrap their brain around it. They're like, but let's make it easier. Why? Life isn't about easy. If life was easy, everybody would be a billionaire. Okay? No one would have to worry about money, period. Money would practically be worthless to us if life was easy. But that's the end goal for all of us, it seems, is to get money. If I could live completely off grid right now, with no electric bill, no water bill, all that good stuff, I'd fucking do it in a heartbeat. And I'm trying to make myself very self-sufficient, independent here on my homestead. But with that, you need money to make it happen. And that's why I sell my artwork. That's why I sell my eggs. Yes, my eggs are a lot cheaper than everybody else's. I even ship. Because we shipped what was it, an 18 pack of eggs to a relative of my girlfriend's in, I don't even remember how many states away, but they arrived safe and sound, not a cracked one in the bunch. And but yeah, I sell eggs on a regular basis. I got 6 eggs from my chickens yesterday, so I've only got 6 layers, and that's awesome. Sometimes it's only 5, but uh, technically 6 plus 1. I've got a duck, female duck that lays eggs as well. Some people just don't like the duck eggs, but they taste the same as a regular chicken egg, so it makes no difference. And I'm wanting to be as self-sufficient as possible, which means wind power, which means solar power, which means geothermal if I can make it happen, hydroelectrics if I can make it happen. Now I don't have creeks and rivers and stuff like that around my house to make the hydro work the way I would want it to, but there's ways around that. Wind farming, like I said, I can go up to 35 feet without having to have it registered with the FAA, because it's not in a flight plan under 35 feet or at the 35 feet mark. There's a lot of rules and regulations that you got to go with. Trying to find somebody to drill a well here is becoming a nightmare. So if you know anybody in the Arkansas area, in the central Arkansas area, the River Valley area, I guess, let me know. Because I've looked, and it's super expensive as well. That's a deep subject. Because they were like, yeah, we don't even start anything until we have the $1,200 down. And it's like, excuse me, $1,200? Okay. And that's at 100 feet or so, which I don't think I'll have to go that deep for my area, but it is what it is, and I'm looking to try and be as self-sufficient and off-grid as much as possible. Not that I'm paranoid or anything like that. It's just that the more money that you save for yourself, the better it is all the way around. That way I'm not paying a $500 OG&E bill. I'm not paying a water bill on a regular basis. I'm not paying a freaking internet bill on a regular basis, which I would have to anyway. That keeps jacking me up because I do live broadcast and upload on a regular basis to different platforms out there. And so, it's, you want to be self-sufficient and you want to do these things, but it boils down to you got to have the money to do all this stuff. And so it's super difficult sometimes to do some of the things you want to do. It's just like Valentine's Day is right around the corner. The girlfriend and I are bantering back and forth, not bantering, doing little things for each other back and forth the entire so far. It started last month at the end of January, but she got this little thing for me right here, little mailbox. It's got the little mailbox in here right there, and it's got a little flag right there. So like she says on the front, you've got mail. In the old AOL, you've got mail. But anyway, she'll put stuff in here periodically, some Sasquatch cards, some alien cards, and things like that. And so whenever I walk into my office and I see the flag up, I know she's dropped something off in the mailbox. And I'm doing the same for her. She's got a little paint bucket that's a dinosaur paint bucket. And so her themed stuff is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and dinosaurs. Okay? Because that's what she's into. Me, I'm into Sasquatch and aliens and things like that, because if you look in my wall, I've got the X-Files poster over here that says I want to believe. Up here I've got a Don't Stop Believing with a Sasquatch up there. And these are things that I have seen. The UFOs, the Bigfoots. I live in a haunted house, okay? And so, things don't disappoint around here. Poltergeist activities, things that go bump in the night. It's not always a person or a cat or an animal. So, and the things that I've seen in my 53 years of existence, would send shockwaves into some people. From the demons that I've seen to the shadow people, shadow figures, full-on apparitions in my backyard. Things flying off shelves, things being picked up, flipped upside down, and put in between two figures, which could not happen with the way it's sitting on top of the figures that it's flipped upside down and sat into. Cameras all over my house, outside my house, inside my house. So I know it's not someone doing it. But, all the stuff, we can be disappointed in life so many times that we just give up on hopes and dreams. For those of you sticking around and listening, I appreciate you. I truly do. And we'll talk about the ex-wife for a second, okay? She dashed my hopes and dreams right off the bat because I listened to everything that she said. I got a wet in my whistle. And for the first 5 years of our marriage, from 2010 to 2015 roughly, I did not pick up any of these utensils. I did not pick up a paintbrush. I did not pick up anything that remotely resembled who I am as a person. And needless to say, I was miserable those 5 years. Because I was discouraged in pursuing artwork as a full-time profession. Because in her opinion, even though she was a dance major and did dance, and not the stripper pole dance, which is dance as well, and I appreciate their work, but she was a ballerina, tap dancer, all that good stuff, and that's an art form, okay? But she discouraged my artwork, my art form, because it would not bring money into the household. And she drilled that and drilled that and drilled that until I just dropped everything. And I was like, okay, you win. Done. I've put it down. And for 5 years, I did not pick up a pen, a pencil, anything to lay any ink on a piece of paper or any paint on a canvas. And I was fucking miserable for those 5 years. And it came to the point where I needed some stability, some happiness, some release in life. And so to not be disappointed with that situation, I picked up my stuff again. I broke out my pens, my paper, my pencils, and started working again. Started doing what my passion is, which is artwork that you see behind me. Not just because it's art back there, but art. The art of art is what that says on that base. Artwork is my passion. I love to see the smiles on people's faces whenever they get a piece of artwork at a convention or through the mail or, whatever. Because that is where my passion lies, is bringing that joy to somebody out there. Be it in a not safe for work piece of artwork, or being a superhero, or being a portrait of their loved one that is passed on. If I can bring that smile, to someone's face just from artwork, why wouldn't I want to do that? And I definitely don't want to disappoint somebody with my artwork. But I haven't disappointed anybody yet. Now, there have been a few times that I didn't personally like the artwork. And I was like, and I even told the people at conventions, is like, let me redo this. I'll ship it to you for free. All that good stuff. And they're like, okay, cool. Done. And they loved the end product. And I showed the side-by-side pictures. and I told them why I didn't like this original one that I did, you know. And sometimes you have to do that. You have no choice but to do that. And you know, I want to please you whenever you pick up a piece of artwork, no matter what it is. If you come to me and commission something, I want your feedback on it right off the bat. I want to know what you're looking for. I want to know what style you'd like, because I can do any style when it comes to artwork. But, you know, I have a style myself. And there's a crosshatch that I do that's specific. And everybody seems to love that crosshatch. They love the way it turns out on the piece. So, I use it a lot. Now, there's certain there's certain situations that crosshatch does not make sense on, so I won't do it. Like these girlies, for example, right here. I'm not going to put this crosshatch on here. Now, I have before on some of my female figures, but that's a different setting. For these pieces, the Vampirella, which I can't show here, and this one, which I can because she's already covering herself up for everybody. I won't put that crosshatch on here. And that's fine because it looks better without it. Now the Batman piece has the crosshatch in the face. And I know you don't know what I'm talking about. So let me find a piece and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Dun, 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 right here. On Doctor Strange. Doctor Strangelove. Alright, so I'm going to take him out of here so we don't have the glare. Alright, so if you look right here, and we'll get really close, you see that crosshatch on his face that creates the shadow? That's what I'm talking about. For you guys up here, I can get really, really close. But it's a specific crosshatch style that I've created. And let me just illustrate what I'm talking about real fast. So, it is a series of lines that create this crosshatch. But as a specifics, and I'm the only one doing it. Right there. Right there. But it looks really, really good, especially whenever you cut it in there and all that good stuff. And a professional colorist that I worked with on Psycho Sound number 3, William Russell book, he was like, I've never seen this style. And this guy and his company works with Marvel, DC, Image Comics, Independence, so on and so forth. And they have done work with Greg Capullo, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Marat Michaels, Finch. The list goes on and on of the people that they've worked with. And he told me specifically, I have never seen this style before, and I love it. And he goes, don't ever change it. And I was like, trust me, it's never going to change. It's not going to happen. And so, with that, he brought up, the fact that it's never been seen before ever by him. And this guy works with a ton of big talent. And so for him to say that about my artwork was awesome. It was amazing. It was cool. It was very, very, very cool. And I loved it. And so with all of that, that's my passion, to bring smiles to people's faces, including his, because I worked on a piece for his book, Nocturnals, which I'm not sure when it's coming out. But he said as long as that crosshatch is in there, he would color it up and put it in the book. And I said, don't worry about it. That's going to be on there. Done. You're awesome. And so that pinup piece is going to be in their book whenever it does decide to come out. And he was the one that got me away from chasing after just doing comic covers, because I was looking to do comic book covers left and right to get my name out there. And he was like, I told him what my plans were over the years. And he was like, if you have the chance to do your own book, then please do it. Because he was like, if I would have done my own book, I wouldn't be doing all this for everybody else. And he goes, but I don't regret doing all this for everybody else. He goes, but I would still love to work on my own book on a more regular basis. So he encouraged me to not chase after something that's fleeting, if you will. And so that's why I am working on my own book, my own project. And with that, I am happier. It's a 4-issue miniseries. It's about mythological creatures and cryptids and antagonist heroes that didn't want this moniker thrust upon them, but it was anyway. And so it's going to take me a while, even though it's a 4-issue miniseries with 22 to 24 pages. I haven't decided yet. I'm 18 pages on book 1 right now, and it's slow going. Just because I don't write in it every day, and I should be. I'm having to put out a lot of other fires all over the place. Like, all the animals need tended to. Fence lines need tended to. The girlfriend needs tending to. Upkeep. Chores around the house have to be done. I go get wood on a regular basis with a friend of mine, Scott, out there. We're actually going to go get some more wood today. And so not every minute of every day is devoted directly to artwork. The artwork goes from the time I wake up, which is anywhere between 1 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the morning, a.m., folks. And I've been up since 1 a.m. today. And with that, I put as much time in on artwork as I physically can, which goes from, like I said, anywhere between 1 a.m. until probably about the time the girlfriend comes home for lunch, which is roughly about 9 or 10 o'clock a.m. But in that meantime, I still have animal chores to do. I've got a pig that wakes up right around 6 o'clock. I've got a dog that needs to be taken out. I've got the outdoor animals to take care of. The goats, they get fed about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. The chickens and ducks get let out of their coop at night, from the night before. And so there's a lot that happens at that anywhere between 6 to 8 o'clock time frame, which isn't artwork related. And so it's a busy time on a regular basis around here. And I don't mind, because that's what keeps me young. That's what hurts a lot of people whenever they aren't working a 9-to-5 job, where they are constantly doing something on a regular basis. Those that retire early or are forced into retirement or whatever early, once they get there, or even, let's say the older generation that had to work until they were 80 something years old, okay? Well, the minute they're no longer being guys and they're at home eating their microwave meal, watching Price is Right or whatever they're watching now, Wheel of Fortune, all that good stuff, they end up dying way early just because they're not being that productive person that they were whenever they were going to a 9-to-5 job. That's why I keep myself active. I no longer do a 9-to-5 job. Artwork is my 9-to-5 job, and it's a 24/7 job. Okay. But you know, it is what it is, and I enjoy it. But then, like I said, on top of it, not only am I doing the artwork, but I'm also doing the homesteading as well, which includes all the animal chores that I have to do. Because animals like us need fed. And in turn, those animals feed us. So that's why I'm not worried about the price of eggs, as so many people are. Because I get eggs daily. If I wanted to have an egg a day, okay, I can do that. If I wanted to have 2 eggs a day, I could do that. If I wanted to have 6 eggs a day, I could do that. And not have to worry about, well, the price of eggs are now $8 or whatever it is, wherever you are. Which Mexico, the eggs are like $1.38 or something like that. Just FYI. And not refrigerated, because they still have the membrane around them like ours do. We keep ours out on the counter. Because once they get washed, the life expectancy shrinks. If you didn't know that, now you do. But once you keep them fresh from the chicken, pick them out of the coop, put them on your counter, they'll last for up to, 2 months, 3 months, and just because they've got that membrane around the egg, and it's just amazing stuff, Yeah, you still check your eggs, drop them in the water. If they float, you get rid of them. We have that happen periodically. We have 1 or 2 that might float. But for the most, and we check the eggs on a regular basis before we eat them, and we encourage anybody that purchases them to do the same. And we haven't had any complaints about any of the eggs so far. So there's a lot of stuff that happens. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen, whenever you are an independent person who brings in money via artwork or from your farm. Because, yes, I've got the chickens. I'm about ready to start the planting process. I've got to start the tilling process of my garden now, which is my next step. Just because I've got to get that soil turned and ready for the planting of the crops. I've got pepper plants sitting in my house right now that produced over wintertime. Just because we dug them up from the garden, and boom, right there, they are now still producing. Some of them have died off, but that's because of my freaking cats. They think everything's a litter box. They're indoor-outdoor cats, but they're a pain in the ass. Let's put it that way. So, try not to be disappointed in life is what I'm getting at. Like, share to all your friends with my post. Please go up to my website that's in my bio up there, and go hit up my YouTube channels. Go like and subscribe to all my other channels, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever else I got up there. I gotta give me a second. I'm going to look right here and pull that up on the Canva side. Yes, I was paying for a website, but it was doing me no good. Absolutely no good having a paid website. And so I opted for a completely free one. And I could have done that on the other side too. But it just wasn't feeling right anymore. I kept building new websites and trying to get where I wanted to be with my page on my website, but it just didn't feel right going through that company anymore. Their templates are crap, if you will. And so it was just better to get rid of it altogether and stop paying for the website that I did have. And I am trying to let this pull up because apparently my internet is wanting to be as slow as possible. Get out of my face. Alright. Let me see what I got on here. And I'll tell you here in just a second. Because once you go up here and hit my page, I can let you know what everything is that you can go to. Because I know I've got my Facebook. I've got my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. That's the 4 that are directly underneath my logo. The 412 Productions, Art of Monty Anderson. Right there. It's the alien logo. You've got the big Joker right next to him on the main page. So please go like, subscribe, and hit up on my other channels. Because all of my live shows get uploaded to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get enough viewership over there, enough subscriptions over there on YouTube to go live as well. So please make that happen. I'm not going to beg you. If you want to go, you'll go. If you're not, it is what it is. And so please like and share this broadcast here on TikTok or even over here on Facebook and YouTube. Just because, the more viewership that I can get is awesome. Like on Facebook and YouTube, YouTube right now is useless for me. Just saying. Because I get maybe 3 or 4 views over there. Facebook, I maybe get 10 to 12 views. Over here on TikTok, I can get over 1,000 views, which is awesome. I get probably 5 or 6 new followers on a regular basis over here on TikTok, on every time I go live. So that's pretty cool. And then I get idiots on here that, are like, "Oh, you've been reported." Okay, for what? Showing artwork? Okay. You go on with your bad self, keyboard warrior. And so, yeah, that happened just a little bit ago. Someone came on here. You've been reported. Okay. What, for showing a Batman comic book cover that I'm working on? Showing a semi not safe for work covered woman? Yeah, okay. But anyway, I don't put much stock into those things until I see a report that says that. I love keyboard warriors, I really do. They're the funnest of the fun bunch. They think they're all big and bad behind their keyboard. And if they ever met somebody in real person, in real life, it might not turn out as well as their keyboard typing skills. Let's just put it that way. You gotta love the internet, don't you? My generation was not of the keyboard warrior generation, and we settled things on the playground. And if you didn't win, you got asked why you didn't win, and you better win the next time. So yeah, we don't play that game. We don't play the keyboard warrior game. But it's just funny to me, how many actual keyboard warriors there are out there in the world. And it's ridiculous. And I seriously need a haircut, babe. My girlfriend cuts my hair. And I'm keep it or take it off. The beard, mustache. I'm really, really thinking about chopping it off. Just because, I hate to shave, but I hate how bushy it gets over here sometimes. And I trim it up, but it just continues to do its own thing. Just like my hair, when it gets to a certain point, it starts to curl. And then it goes to its straight phase after the curls. So, but yeah. No, like my title says, disappointments in life, basically, it's not what it says, but because the reason I made today's title was because of this product that I got from the TikTok shop that came in destroyed on its little piece inside here. So it's already replaced. It's just going to take 10 days to arrive. But as you can see right here, it broke the motherboard inside here. And I was really, really hoping to use this today. Have it set up. I was going to set it up last night. But then it was just like, well, shit. This is busted. And the whole motherboard, basically, the soundboard for it, was destroyed on the backside. So I sent my pictures of the box and of the product that was broken. And they already replaced my money, so that's a good thing. Thank you, TikTok Shop, for that. But the disappointment came in opening the box and it was destroyed, because it only comes in this flimsy cellophane wrapper, and then the box is a flimsy box with a tiny bit of foam rubber on the inside to keep the product in place in the box. So there's no real protection inside there, to keep it from being destroyed. And they package it with other things, so it could have been the other things that were in there that destroyed it because of the way they threw it down, or whatever. But they need to do a little bit better on their packaging when it comes to how they distribute things out. Because even if I didn't have it packaged with something else, there could have been something else that was thrown on top of it. Corner of a box. Bless. In a corner of a box could have went in there just like it looks like what happened here. And, it got destroyed, which is part of, unfortunately, the shipping process. That's why whenever I ship out artwork, it takes Fort Knox to actually get into this thing, because I put it in a protective bag and board, number one. I will then put it into a protective hard sleeve, a top loader for a comic book, and then I will wrap that in bubble wrap and put it inside of another box, a thinner box, and then wrap that box in bubble wrap. And I take pictures of the whole process so that everybody can see how it's getting shipped to them. And from there, once I ship it to them, they usually get it with no problems. But I've gotten stuff in the mail that's just like, let's say a comic book that I spent X amount of money on, but it comes packaged in a freaking manila envelope, and it comes looking like this, some weird configuration, and then you have to request your money back, on that product, because you didn't package it at all. I mean, you threw it in a manila envelope and hope it survived. Well, congratulations, it didn't. And that's not very often. It's happened a few times where people didn't care how they shipped it out to you. And it's sad that that's the case. But I've seen other people take full advantage of the process. I had one guy try to do that with me. He was wanting one of the comic books that I had, the first appearance of Thanos. And he was trying to get it to me, or trying to get me to sell it to him, until he found out, after he told me his story about a $1,000 comic book that he bought, that he ended up getting full refund on, because he claimed the packaging was horrible. And I told him exactly how I did mine, and he was like, oh, that's cool. And all communication stopped after that. So basically, he was going to try and rip me off, is what it boiled down to. And homie, don't play that, because like I told him, I take pictures of everything whenever from the finished product to when it goes in the box and how it's packaged and shipped, and even your tracking number with all the fragile stuff on the box. Fragile handle with carrier signs all over the box. And after that point in time, when he knew he couldn't scam me on it to try and get all of his money back from the sale of it, he was like, oh, okay, thanks, have a good day. I was like, all right, dude. I mean, I'm not going to get scammed, especially the comic book now is worth $1,000 on its own, because it is autographed now by the creator of Thanos. And, it's just like, I'm not playing that game. My money's important because I have to pay my bills as well. So, all that good stuff. Give me just a second, guys. I have to unlock the office door. Just because if I don't keep it locked, the pig tries to come in here and eat all my markers. And if you don't believe me, here's one of my marker heads right here that she bit into. right there. She knocked the color cap off, so the green color right there. But she literally, munches on my stuff right there. As you can see, let me get it where you guys can't see. So whenever she gets in here, she destroys everything. Because she got in here one day, not only did I have pecans all over the floor, I had markers spread all over the floor, and I have some expensive markers. That was one of my cheaper ones, so that I don't care about. But I've got some $8 and $9 markers, Copics, and she tore into some of those one day. That was not a pretty sight, to walk in and see your Copic markers spread all over the floor. So I keep my office locked on a more regular basis, and that way she does not get in here and eat all my markers. Yes, she is an indoor-outdoor pig. Once the weather gets nicer, she will be outdoors more than she will be indoors. Now, we will still let her sleep indoors. She's got her own little bed, just like the dog has his bed, her bed. And the cats just sleep everywhere. So, we've got a mom and her son. We do have 2 new baby goats, for those of you that don't know or haven't seen the videos on TikTok. I actually need to post some new videos on TikTok. We had on the 27th of January, we had 2 new twin boys, baby goats, kids, show up to the world. We knew that she was pregnant. We just didn't know when she got pregnant. For our Flora, our goat, our female goat, and Finn, who's now angsty little ass right now, just because he is angry at the world because he can't be with his woman, and you have to separate them because there is the potential that he would trample the kids and things like that. So we have to keep them separated right now. Plus, for up to 4 weeks, she still bleeds from the birthing process, which is gross to some people. I get that. I'm sorry. Which means he will think she's in heat and try to mate with her again. And since they only do a 5-month process instead of a 9-month process like humans, she could easily get pregnant again from him. So we have to keep them separated. We have to wait till she stops bleeding, all that good stuff. And then they can go back to their intimate ways, if you will. Oh, life on the farm. Down on the farm! And artwork, farming, disappointments in life. Do what makes you happy. If you are someone that's into selling clothes, make it the best clothing sales ever. If you're someone that's into metal manufacturing, do the best job you fucking can. If you are someone that does crochet, cosplay, artwork, no matter what the medium for the artwork is, woodworkers, all that good stuff, make it the best that you can do. And I've got a friend out there, Kevin, awesome woodworker, looking for a job right now in the Oklahoma City area. I'm trying to encourage him to do something a little different, and hopefully he listens, and hopefully that person gives him the opportunity to do this. But don't give up on your dreams and your passions, like I did for 5 years in my marriage, to a woman I'm no longer married to. I gave up so much for that relationship. I gave up my entire comic book collection for a down payment of the house that I no longer live in. Hindsight's 2020, I would still have that comic book collection today. Don't give up on your dreams and your passions. Go for them with all the gusto that you can. Go after your dreams and your passions with as much gusto as a child in their favorite superhero t-shirt. Because they go gung-ho no matter what it is. And we as adults should do the same. And so, go after life, grab it by the horns, and don't give up on those dreams. Because those dreams could help somebody else out. and you just don't know it. And your passion could put a smile on somebody else's face and give them the encouragement to do their passion. And that builds and builds and builds. So go after those dreams. Go after those encounters so that you can put a smile on somebody else's face. I appreciate each and every one of you being here, checking out the channel, even if it's only for a brief minute. You guys are great. Please go to my page, go to my website, like my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTube, and my TikTok channel. Well, if you're here on TikTok, go ahead and like the channel. Go ahead and follow me. Share this out to your friends and family. That way they can check it out and they can hopefully enjoy what I talk about on my shows. What started the show off was disappointment in TikTok Shop with a damaged product. Like I said, right here. Broke the soundboard on the inside of this little piece that I was hoping to use today. Because it was going to cool. It is actually still cool, but I just can't use it because it is damaged. But they've already replaced it. Basically, they gave me my money back. I've already bought a new one. It won't be here for 10 days. But with that, go after your passions. Go after your dreams. Put a smile on somebody's face today. And with that, I will leave you with my favorite saying. We will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.